David, how's the storms where you are, buddy?
It's up and down. We're, hurricanes coming toward us, but we'll make it through it.
All right. I don't know what the weather's like where Pruitt and Dakota are, but let's find out. There's Pruitt, one of our favorite people. Scares. Good to see you, man.
How you doing, Pruitt?
Wait, let me do this like an old man. Hi, are you there? You think I'm kidding?
All right, and let's add.
Hi, guys.
Good to see you, Pruitt. I don't know if anyone had a chance to tell you, but you're a surprise guest, Dakota Lawrence.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Who approved this?
But look, Dad, I wore your favorite shirt for you.
I know. Won't let me have any attention.
Nope.
A year ago this weekend.
That's
I was
right.
so looking forward to being there. That was such a special event, a time in my life. I told Dakota back in March when we were all so young and full of hopes and dreams, I said, Wisconsin is late April. I'm sure we'll be fine by then, right?
That's what we kept saying.
I know, right? And surely in August, don't call me Shirley, but surely in August we'd all be okay. But wow.
Well, we appreciate you being here. I
would do anything. I cannot tell you. I've done, because it's Dakota's fault, I've done a few conventions over the years and found out it was fun and really loved seeing the people there with me and the people visiting. But Virginia I'm pounding my heart now, was something amazing, truly amazing.
All right. Well, I'm going to check the tally one more time here before we all begin. We're at $9,151. Let's see if we can get it over 10,000.
How short are we?
We're at 9,100.
You sound like Charlie Brown's teacher now. What's going on?
Yeah. Dakota, I wonder if it might be
it's Dakota's fault.
Okay. No, it might be my microphone. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and turn things over to David. And let's see if that fixes.
Okay.
All right, if it doesn't, I'll call you back. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, David, how are you?
Hey, David.
Doing okay? Just hanging out. Can I show you something?
Hey, David, I think it's actually your mic, buddy.
Yeah, let me see if I can mute it.
It could be on either side, all the hair getting in the way. Just saying. Just wondering.
It's your mic, David.
Is my mic?
Yep. So
I'm gonna go get headphones.
just mute your mic.
Okay. Bye.
David,
Dakota, we got our own show finally.
We've got our show
And
finally.
now here's Dakota with sports.
Here we go. I got to ask you this. While his mic's going, production shut down, the convention circuit shut down. What are you guys doing to occupy yourself?
What am I doing? What?
To occupy yourself.
Oh, there's depression, anger. I have a schedule.
Sorry, Dad.
No, go ahead, buddy.
No, and I've used this time right now to, talk to Pruitt whenever he answers his phone. But to just get back to myself. Because I was traveling, 40 to 45 weekends a year. So it's weird for me to be home this much.
Right.
That's true.
like it.
I have our friend Jennifer learned Spanish, made a movie. I haven't been that productive. I want to be her when I grow up. I've been reading. I try to watch things. I go on the streaming services and make a long list of things, and then I can't pick anything to watch and concentrate on. But I've been reading books. I've been going through books like M&M's. So I've been reading.
You know me, I like to hear that.
I just messaged Josh Birdbox Mallerman, told him I met him a year ago today.
Oh. He was excited by that. He's going to be on the screen here in another hour or two.
Oh, sweet. All right.
So, all right. David, I still think the feedback is coming from Dakota. Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have any speaker going on here, so
You
it's just
sound
the
good.
microphone coming through here.
Dakota, maybe turn your computer down a little bit.
No, I mean, I've got it on headphones entirely.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, let me drop off again and let's see if
It's probably
that
me. Technology doesn't like me. I don't know how to Zoom. That's why I'm at Jennifer's house, because I barely know how to read email. I don't know how to, My technical heyday was the 80s. I programmed everyone's VCRs. I was actually driven to relatives' houses to program their VCRs. That was my technology day in the sun. And for all you young people, Google VCR.
Got to go back to beta.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, let's see. Pruitt, I honestly think it's your microphone. Your speaker that's echoing.
I told you it was my fault. How do I don't sound good to you?
No,
I'm getting an echo.
But when everyone else talks, we echo. So maybe.
Hold on. This is Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, everybody.
We're bringing her next year to visit.
Let me put them on some headphones.
Great.
Yeah, how do you know that I didn't have headphones underneath my hair?
I muted his microphone for a second. You still getting an echo?
It
No, not
was
at all.
only that easy.
It was that easy.
Found the secret.
Now we need Dakota. We need to keep that in mind for next year at the show.
Because he can still hit. See?
Okay, let's try it now, Pruitt.
How's this?
Wunderbar.
All right.
These are
Dave,
little. Is this working?
It is.
Shall I sing?
No.
Please.
People send in money and I won't sing. We need, what'd you say, $965? Is that how short we are?
We are at. Hang on one second. Let me refresh. We are at 9,356, and our
Whoa.
10,000.
So close. So close. I will sign and sell this. There's a clothing company called Pruitt. There's another one called Taylor. And there's another one called Vince. And my friend Jennifer got me this. Can you read this?
Come closer,
Isn't that-
Dad.
It's a
Isn't that
Pruitt
beautiful?
you wouldn't understand.
Send in $10,000. This is yours.
A little bit hefty for me, but I'll do my best. Let's just try to raise some money for that. Okay, guys, so we have
Yes.
Pruitt Taylor Vince, this amazing actor of film and TV. I actually interviewed you last year when I was running around.
Yes, you did.
Absolutely, had a lot of fun doing it. So I probably will ask some of the same questions and then a couple new ones as well. So number one, you won your Emmy for the serial killer Clifford Banks. Can you tell me about that role a little bit?
Yeah, a show called Murder One, several years ahead of its time. It did one story for a whole year, which is very common now. And I love playing bad people, and I love playing wounded souls because I love finding the reality of a character, no matter what they are, what they seem to be. And Clifford Banks, this character, based on some real events, he had a brother with I hope I'm saying it correctly, developmental problems. I hope that's the correct term. Who was murdered, and the murderer got off on some technicality, and my character would go and find rapists and murderers who had gotten off on technicalities, and take care of them. Not a good thing, but it was based on his pain and his love, and it was one of the most amazing roles. I would get the script and look at it and say, I can't believe I'm getting to be this guy. I can't believe I'm getting to say these lines. It was a very special time. I think Murder One is actually on one of the streaming things now, I believe, somewhere. It was one of the highlights of my career.
Well, you seem to have plenty actually to talk about. I mean, like from Mississippi Burning to Natural Born Killers, you worked with Paul Newman and with Thurman.
Paul Newman.
Tell me about that. I was scrolling through your Instagram and it was like the day Paul Newman made me cry.
Yeah. The classiest person I've ever met in showbiz. And he could have chosen to be any way he wanted to be. He decided to be just a great guy. He loved theater. He loved acting. Yeah, we had that scene on the steps. I don't, if people know. And I love that movie. I love those kind of movies about people in a small town. And I had to cry. And like the Hulk, people ask me, how do you do that? And I say, well, my secret is I can cry all the time. I can cry anytime. And I had to, we had to do several takes. And I kind of noticed somewhere, I'm into my doing what I'm doing, and I call actors with a thing with two brains, because there's one brain doing the acting and playing the character and the reality, and there's another brain hitting your marks and the lights and doing all the technical things. And I kind of started to notice that no one was talking, and we were going, and because Paul drove up in a truck, it was a big reset. But I noticed we were just going again, just like just fast and easy, and there wasn't. And I found out later, and he would never have let me know. Sorry. He went to the director, Robert Benton, and he said, the kid has a tough scene today, so let's just keep everybody quiet and keep it together, and just so we can just keep going over and over. That's the kind of man he was.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Can I say, you mentioned Mississippi Burning?
Yes.
I mentioned on Facebook yesterday my friend Alan Parker passed away, and I just wanted to say, Alan got me started. Actually, I had done one little thing before, but Alan got me started in the movies. He put me in 3 of his films, and he was wonderful and brilliant and crazy and fun, and I just wanted to say thank you, Alan Parker.
It's very cool. He also did what? Midnight Express?
Midnight Express, that was the first thing of his I saw. Bugsy Malone, where the kids play it's a kid, a kid cast. Shoot the
They had
Moon.
machine guns that shot cake, right?
Yes, they did. Yes, you know what I did yesterday? I haven't seen it since college, when we all in the theater saw it a couple hundred times. I sat and watched Fame yesterday, cried and sang, and I hadn't seen it since college, and it still holds up. It's, when you visit an old movie, you never know what it's going to be like. Yeah. And
No, keep going. I shouldn't interrupt it.
No. I visit some and like, but it's nice when you visit one and it's still, yeah. And then I was in, he cast me in Angel Heart. That was in New Orleans when I was living in New Orleans. And it's actually one of the best movies about New Orleans, because Hollywood does a lot of bad movies about New Orleans. They go cliche crazy. But I thought Angel Heart was a very good movie about New Orleans. And then he cast me in Mississippi Burning. And then I was in his movie Come See the Paradise, about the Japanese internment camps, which Alan talked about years before anyone would ever talk about it here in America. Interesting movie. I don't know if it was seen a lot or has been seen a lot, but
I just
that was Alan.
Adding to my list.
Yeah, that was Alan. He didn't do one genre. He just kept going from one thing to another. And
cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you also. You also mentioned that you that time Charlize Theron didn't kill me.
Well, I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. Yeah, in Monster, there is she played the serial killer. Eileen, whose last name I never could pronounce, Warnos. And Charlize and I had met when we did a movie Trapped, and she called me and said, "I'm doing this movie in Florida. We have no money, and there's this role of a guy who I let go, and I need you to play him. Can you please come do this?" And I said, "I'll be right there." And it was me and Charlize and this little crew and the director, Patty Jenkins, who went on to do a little movie called Wonder Woman. Patty was a theater director, and it was like doing a play. Charlize was so into that character, it was frightening. Because she certainly wasn't a pretty actress doing I'm going to, ugly myself up and try to look like an actress. She was, I thought she was extraordinary. She was frightening. This one little scene, and actually out in life, well, when I used to go out in life, airports and things, that's one people would mention a lot, is Monster. You never know.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I was going to say the irony is that you didn't get killed in that one, but you do get killed a lot. I mean,
I want to add that. Yeah, I've been killed a lot. I want to add that up one day and see where I am. I think the British actor, what's his name? He plays a lot of. I think he holds the record. What's his name? Bean? Not Bean. He's the funny one. But yeah, they love to kill me. I've had a couple of characters that were really nice characters, and they killed them. I'm like, really?
Oh, like Otis from Walking Dead. Shane kills
Otis, yeah, and then the reboot of Heroes, the Pennyman, and then in The Mentalist. Yeah, Dakota can tell you, you just want to kill me for something.
I mean, that's my first question, is whenever Dad gets casted for a role, and I will not confirm or deny due to NDAs, should I have tissues for this role or no? And that's the unspoken clue of, is Dad going to live or survive or not survive?
I know. Listen, I could do a movie with Judi Dench where we open a little tea room on the seaside, and for some reason there'd be a scene where somebody comes in and blows me away. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Somebody call Judy's agent. That's not
or
bad.
If you and I make our TV show of me trying to buy a house.
Yes, me and Dakota are going to be in a new kind of house hunters where we go look at houses and try to buy.
It would be.
I think
that David was taking this seriously. Like, oh, what's more?
This
I know, right?
Awesome. Let's do this.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
We could
This has
probably.
legs.
I mean, look what's on TV. We could probably sell that.
We just need one elevator pitch and we're on. We're golden.
Well, see, and that's the thing that's funny is that we were joking about it because I mean, house hunting's not easy, and Pruitt will walk into a house and go, "Nope, not it."
Nope.
I'll walk into a house and I'm more crass
Nope.
and lace ridden with expletives, and I'm like, "No, it's not it." And I joked with him saying, and he said it should be a TV show, and I said, "No, it'd be perfect. It'd be like those gold hunting shows where they're in like season 93 and they haven't found any gold." We would have like at least 7 seasons guaranteed of us not finding the house.
Not finding a house.
Oh, I thought it was going to go dark, like a scene in The Burbs where they move into the house and beat to death the garbage can. It's with Tom Hanks. Do you remember that movie?
No.
It's suburban and people move into the neighborhood and they're kind of weird and strange and they don't know what happened to the other people. So they bought the house, but it turns out that they
Really?
killed them. Yeah. Dark comedy.
Oh, I got to see that. Dark comedy. Wow. The X-Files did an episode about that. An evil homeowners association. Do you remember that one?
Yep, there was a golem in it. He was actually enforcing the HOA rules. I moved out of one of those about 5 years ago. But now, Dakota, what's your favorite death of Pruitt?
It'll be the final one when the will gets read. No.
When what?
When your will gets read. I'm joking because you can't.
You see what I put up with? You see how he treats me?
I enjoyed this. This is a lot of fun. Okay, question for Pruitt.
No, honestly, I have to say, because Identity, did we officially know that you died with Identity?
No, I don't.
But I think that Identity was probably.
I end Identity killing, I'm going to blank, that wonderful actor, Alfred Molina in the van and singing Bob Dylan. I was there when they had to call Bob to get approval to use the song in the movie and approve me to sing it. One of the great moments in my career. Got to sing Bob Dylan. Would you like me to? No.
Please do. Please.
Back in the day when I had a couple of adult beverages, I could really do a pretty good impression of Bob.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that next year for karaoke. We're just going to drag your butt out there. We'll put out there. We'll be good.
If Joe Ripple wears his lingerie, I will sing Bob. Yes.
All right. Holding.
David, I'm sorry to interrupt. Joe is going to be wearing the lingerie
Today?
Tonight on the screen.
Really?
Yes.
What time? Hope not during the family hour.
Around 9:30 during the costume contest.
Wow. I have a message for Joe Ripple. Is he watching?
He's in and out.
Okay. Well, Joe is in and out. We know that. Joe loves me to send him jokes. I think they're called dad jokes. So, Joe, I just wanted to tell you nothing begins with N and ends in G. He's giving me the look. He's giving me the look right now.
Shut your ass.
Yeah. Dad and I have a running total now of we try to instigate getting that picture.
The look.
The airport picture.
I send Joe bad jokes, and he sends me the picture we call the look. It's this.
Or if we get just told straight out, shut your ass, and then I'll go and be like, Dad, I got one. Then he'll be like, oh, I got one too. And like we keep a running tally of who's in the lead.
I think it was like 4 years before I saw Joe smile, period. It was working in horrifying and all business, and I was afraid of him.
Right. I don't blame you. Hey, even in a bra, he doesn't smile. Love you, Joe.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so a question for Pruitt. Having played both good and evil roles through your career, which do you prefer and which were more challenging? And P.S., what are your thoughts on clowns in film? Shut up, clown. I know who this is.
Clown? Who's this? Who was that?
Just say shut up, clown.
Shut up, clown. Is that Megan Bradley? Remind me to tell you my Megan Bradley and Tina Bradley story later. I hope they're watching. I told Megan I was going to talk about her. I love playing bad guys. I guess this is a comment on our society, but those are the best written roles. Those are the most juicy roles, the bad guys. And again, like I said, I like playing them, finding them, they're the human being. What I love about acting, I'm not supposed to judge the character. I don't judge. Bad guys don't think they're bad. They think they're wonderful. And when you play them that way, it's very disconcerting, which is so nice. Or when you play them, like I said with Clifford, with a allegedly heartfelt agenda, I've had people say, I felt sympathy for you, and that makes me really angry that you made me feel sympathy for this horrible person. That's what I love doing to people, confusing them. And bad guys, they're just so much fun, and it's a bit of like therapy. You don't have to see a shrink. You get paid to just vent like that. And a lot of the good guys I play on the other side of the street are, like I said, the wounded souls, which take a lot out of me. I'm that type of actor that uses myself, and those characters take a lot out of me. But I look for dignity. Everybody's looking for dignity. I hope I can get through this. At an airport, where for some reason, there used to be airports where I'd hear people would yell lines from movies. The one from, I don't know if I can say it on here, the one from Identity, they yell that one, and
You can say it.
whores don't get a second chance, you know, and I'm in security, and I'm like, or we got apps, which was from Beautiful Girls, when apps, the word apps still meant appetizers. We got apps. This lady came up to me, and she said, I don't remember which role it was. And she said, I want to thank you. She said, my son is like the character you played. And she said, thank you for not making fun of my son. And walked away. And to this day, and till the end of days, that's one of the finest things I've ever heard, because I'm an actor, that someone said that to me.
That's cool.
That's beautiful. David, I'm sorry to interrupt again. We surprised Pruitt with one surprise guest in Dakota. I'm wondering if we can bring in a second surprise guest. Did he request it? Did Pruitt request it?
This is my life?
This is your life.
There's that look.
Hey. Couple
Hello?
things. Number one, you need to shut your ass. Number two, I'm sitting here trying to eat my chips. And I'm listening to your stories.
Yes.
And I just want to tell all four of you gentlemen that I love you from the bottom of my heart. You're all good people. And it's an honor and a privilege to know you, to be associated with you. And Pruitt, I meant what I said last year at the end of our convention. You were one of the only actors who I truly wanted to meet. And when you were offered to us to come to our show, I jumped at it. Because no matter what, you might not be the leading man, you might not be the Tom Cruise or the Christian Bale, but you are the one who pulls the entire film together. And for that, I just wanted to say thank you very much as a fan and as somebody who has enjoyed your work for so many years. So I wanted to pop in real quick and tell you thank you. Tell you once again to shut your ass. And I will look forward to seeing you both in Wisconsin and in Williamsburg next year. And with that, I'm out.
Hate when he's nice.
I know.
Hate when he gets me off a climb.
I know. He always gets both of us choked.
Dakota does
Always.
it. You do it to me too.
Well, no, I look forward to your birthday because I write you an epitaph every year.
Yeah,
and then
you
that
do.
way, if you die that year, I can just read it. I've already got it done.
You know what I want my epitaph to be?
Efficiency.
No. Do I smell gat?
Sort of like the castle of from Monty Python. Okay, so here's a question for you.
All right.
Is working with David Lynch, Wild at Heart, as great as everyone is it as great as everyone says it is?
Jennifer was just showing me some of the things he's filming in his backyard. She said David Lynch is being weird, and I'm like, David Lynch being weird. Wow. Wrap your heads around that. I'm sorry, is David what? Was it as cool?
Is it as cool as he's saying it? Is it as great as everyone says? Any interesting stories from it?
It was cooler and greater. We improvised this big scene in the courtyard of an old motel with John Lurie and Willem Dafoe and Nick and Laura and just all these people, and of course little people and fire jugglers for some no apparent reason, and it was, and that was early. That was a long time. That was early, sort of early in my career, and it was just like a party. It was just amazing. It was, yes, it was cooler than you would think.
Now, is there a role that you ever turned down that you regret turning down?
You know, I wondered. I don't think I've had one of those, and if I did, I hopefully wouldn't find out. You know, those famous stories, turning down something and it made $1 billion and they won an Oscar. And if I did, I never want to. I never want to hear. I think Meryl Streep got Julia Child. I don't even know if they looked at my audition tape. That's okay. No, I'm kidding. Oh, then don't cut my finger. For all you young people, Google Saturday Night Live. Dan Aykroyd, first season. I don't think so. I mean, I've turned down roles for various reasons. That sitting at home now, I'd love to be doing them all. Well, no, that's not true. There's just, as much as I love what I do, there are just some bad guys that I can't do anymore. They take too much out of me. And a few years ago, it was a really bad guy in a I forget which series. I just couldn't do it. Like I said, I'm one of those. People have told me when I come home from movies, they say, "Why are you talking like that?" Or "Why are you walking like that?" Because it takes a while to get rid of a character. Some longer than others. And there's some dark places I just can't go anymore.
Do they kind of still exist in you? I mean, anytime I've done a role, and I do primarily theater, I keep a piece of each of the characters, and I try to make it something likable.
Yeah, actually, there are things. You're right. You pick up along the way, and there are things you can keep. I remember I played Lee in True West, and I loved him. He's a well, you could call him deranged, maybe. I don't, but yeah, there you can keep things. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Now, what was the most difficult role you've ever undertaken? I mean, you could have expected it, or it could have just weighed heavy on you once you got into the role.
Traveling with Dakota. No.
We have good adventures.
I know.
We've never had one that was boring.
Difficult role, or
I would say it could be anything that you want. I mean, like, there are physically demanding roles and there are not physically demanding roles. There's roles that take a lot out of you. Sometimes they surprise you. I
know that one, Dad.
Huh? Which one do you know?
Making you run on Walking Dead.
I was going to say, Walking Dead, fun to watch, not fun to do. Some things are fun to watch and not fun to do. Everyday acting is not a walk in the park. Some days it feels like work. And it's my fault because I read the 2 episodes, and I read the first one acting, and the second one mostly running. And I read it, and I said yes anyway. And then, yeah, that was by the time it was one of the last thing, or maybe the last thing I shot when 100 people got on top of me and ate me. I was like, thank you. I don't have to run anymore.
We were talking earlier on that Walking Dead interview, and they were talking about the call, like getting the phone call to find out that they were no more, and where they're going to die and whatever. And they always mention that the common thread was that if a character starts to feel hope, then it is just a target on their back. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, I think Walking Dead had a wall in the production office. I think Deadwood also did. If your picture went up on that wall, clean out your trailer. There's just some things your character's probably not going to be around, too long.
That rotation there.
Yeah.
Now, are there any projects that you worked on that you're surprised at how well it turned out?
When you're filming, there's the making of it, and then there's the finished product. You know, two different things. And there's, you know, when you're making it, everybody's very hopeful, some too hopeful. And there are times, sometimes you wonder, don't know about this. And I'm trying to think back. Should have my IMDb here. There was one like that. I was like, I don't know about this. And then it came out and it was amazing. And I was like, yeah, I knew that.
I think Bird Box was one of those for you, just because of how the memes and all that took off. I know
Bird
you loved
Box.
working with Sandra, but I think Bird Box was one that you were
Yes,
surprised by.
she was, you know, just the sweetest human being in the world. Yeah, Bird Box, I thought, yeah, this is an interesting, dark thing that, you know, nobody will see. And then everybody on Earth saw that thing.
It's usually the movies that you love, nobody sees. The ones that you're like, I love this role.
Well, I've been in many films that have not been seen, and like I used to joke, my acting, it's very sensitive. It's none of your business. I don't want you looking at this. It's very private. I don't want anyone watching. I've been in a few of those, yeah.
Now, Dakota, is there a favorite that Pruitt's been in of yours?
Oh, his and my adventures together. When we travel together, it's horrible. I mean, it is literally, it would be the...
I'm trying to think of one you can tell, and I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Can I tell him the Tiger Tail story? Do you want to hear a Tiger Tail story?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Pruitt and I...
Dish all the tea.
This is a good one. We were in Rockfort, Illinois. Don't ask where it is. I can't tell you. I still don't know where we were. And...
Is that where I met Svengoolie?
Yes. Because, and here's why I put Pruitt in the show, because he told me if there's anybody I want to meet, it's Elvira and Svengoolie.
And he did it.
And I did it, both of them.
So, go ahead.
So we're eating dinner, and then there's a strip club across the street. And I'm like, Dad, let's go.
Well, it was called a sports lounge. It had a special name, something.
Yeah. But I found out that in Rockford, they don't actually go topless. Because everybody knows I'm gay. I'm not gonna have a big coming out, but still being a dude, we still innately love boobs, even if we're gay. We're still amazed by them. So I'm like, Dad, let's go to the booby bar. I didn't call it a booby bar. I'm gonna try to keep this somewhat classy. Well, in Rockford, Illinois, they can't go totally topless. They wear a bikini. So I go in there, I'm like, I wanted boobs. So I start playing the slot machine. I'm winning. I finally cash out, get $20, sit there, and he was watching me play. And we were making fun of it at that point because it was just so bad. And
then in real America, in towns across America, not all females are supermodels like LA. You know, they're different shapes and sizes and normal looking human beings.
Out comes a pregnant bikini dancer.
About 4.5 feet, 5 feet maybe tall.
Yeah. Well, she starts doing her routine, and Dad and I were like, okay, pregnant dancer, cool. I mean, you know, hey, I have nothing wrong with anybody in that field. Don't judge anybody. If I wasn't fat, I'd be a stripper now because I can't, you know, because of freaking COVID.
Check with me in a couple of months. I may be.
Yeah, you may be too. Yeah, that could be the other TV show. That's how we pay for the house. So she gets on the pole, and she starts to go sideways, and she loses her balance.
Boom.
And then Dad looks at me straight face, and he goes, and it's in this little kid voice. He goes, stripper fall down, go boom. And I take the $20 I had in front of me. I throw it up in the air like I'm in like some rap video, and it rains down on her, and she's getting up at this point, and Dad's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine.
That little stage shook. I mean, boom.
But he goes, stripper, fall down, go boom. And then I looked at him. He looked at me. He goes, it's not going to get any better than this. Let's go.
That's awesome.
And that was just a normal Dakota, Pruitt, Jennifer night out in convention world.
Yeah.
You know, there's one in a restaurant. I don't know if we can tell.
That was when you got me drunk because
Dakota was
because
trying
you
to buy a
retired
waiter. He was
drinking.
trying to buy a waiter for our friend Jennifer. Anyway, he was a Marine, right? He was like 18.
I love how they keep on flashing up the question now to
Oh.
make us be
Yeah,
quiet.
I'm going to ask that question.
Oh,
So
I
have you
can't-
ever
No,
gotten
back up again.
backlash for paying for
I don't have my reading glasses on. What?
I'm gonna let David take over.
See, I got
Okay,
my
have
reading
you ever-
glasses. Hold on.
Have you,
Then I got my seeing glasses. Wait, let me try. Go ahead.
Brian, you lost control? No, trust me.
No,
I
what?
lost
Yeah, exactly. What time did you lose control of the show?
Okay, so I'm going to just jump into this. Like, at what point in time did you ever get backlash for playing a hated character, like in real life?
A little old lady hit me once.
I love the story.
She did. She, it was just like she came up to me and went, "Why are you so mean to everybody on the Mentalist?" And that is one of the great compliments of my life. The lady hit me. And I decked her. I just dropped her like a bad. No, I didn't. It takes a while to get rid of a character. What?
It looks like somebody wants you to write a book. It takes a while. It takes a while to get rid of a character.
No, that's Pruitt mentions Josh Mallerman earlier
Yes.
in the stream. That's from Josh. Josh is
Oh,
watching.
Josh! Josh, why are you watching this when you should be writing things I'm in? Get back to... Anyway, go ahead. Josh says...
It takes a while to get rid of a character is a great idea for a story, for a book.
Yes.
You know?
And a decent madness. That's a good writer. That's a decent man. That guy can write. Wow. I love talent. It's my favorite thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Gotti, which got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. But I had a good time. John Travolta was... By the way, his wife Kelly just passed away. She was in the movie, and Kelly was so nice. I thought, is she putting me on? Nobody's that nice, but she was really that nice. She and John were wonderful to me, and I had fun. I enjoyed my scenes with John, and Teflon Don, what's his name? I'm blanking on the that he played. That John played. Gotti, to the name of the movie, Gotti. Wow. Senior moment. Come in! I'm going to... a lot of the Gotti family were producers. They were there on the set and wanted to make sure we talked right. And when I came home from Gotti, somebody said to me, "Why are you walking like that?" Because I played
Jennifer both did.
his right hand. I played his right hand man, kind of this gorilla gait, and I was still doing it when I got home. One morning, coming out of the hotel, there was the first AD was waiting for me, and he said, "Pruitt, a couple of the Gottis would like to ride with you to work this morning." I'm like,
I'm hearing lines from other movies, like
I'm like, oh, okay, okie dokie. But they just wanted to tell me, they knew this man, they liked what I was doing and were giving me helpful hints. But yeah, that was great. The Gottis would like to ride in to work with you today.
Did you?
Yes. What am I going to say? No, get out of my car.
So what are you doing right now? I mean, obviously, COVID has affected everybody. Everyone's kind of stuck around. The industry is down. Is there anything you're doing right now?
I actually, here at Jennifer's, we do our self-tapes. I actually got a script a few weeks ago and actually came over here and made a self-tape and got to act. And it was so wonderful. A production they thought they were going to be doing soon. I don't know. I don't think anything's going to be done in 2020. I just don't know. There's so much, all the different unions. There's so much to talk about. A set, you couldn't find a worse place. A small room with dozens of people in it for 12 hours. I don't know what's going to happen.
Do you think it's going to change the way we make films?
I had read this 37-page report on the changes, and ironically, a lot of them sounded like things we've always wanted, that things would run more smoothly and more quickly, and days would be shorter, and there'd be less organized chaos. Grips would go in, and then these guys would go in, and then electric would go in, and then but then, I read things about we're all going to be in hazmat suits and be tested I don't know what it's going to be. I think we've all wrapped our brains around new normals. It's not going to be like it was. I don't know. It's going to be very different. I don't know what that is, but I know that I'll be able to tell stories about, in the olden days, we used to film like such and such. I know we're going to be there.
Okay, well, I think that we're going to
wrapping
up in just a second.
Oh, no. Dakota's been talking the whole time. I haven't even gotten to...
You told me, son, you're going to be there, right? And I wasn't even going to come over here and crash it. But you told me to come hang out.
I thought you were going to bring Megan and Tina on when you said surprise guests. You guys know who I'm talking about when I say Megan and Tina, right?
Megan.
There she is.
There she goes.
There's Megan. Megan, do you recognize this shirt? I was wearing this shirt a year ago tomorrow, our last day, when I told you goodbye, and then your mother came over to me and said, Megan's over there sobbing. And I'm like, what'd I do? She said, just that you guys are leaving and this amazing weekend you've had. And she brought her over to me and put her in my arms. She was just sobbing. And she was in full clown makeup. And this shirt got clown makeup all over it, and I've never washed it. This is the shirt. It was the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. A woman cried. A woman cried over me leaving. I've had them laugh and dance, but anyway.
So I got one more question. I think I can get one more question.
Okay.
What was your favorite thing about the Scares Care charity weekend?
Okay, I'm going to try to get through this. I'm Italian. When they brought us out into the main hall to do the trick-or-treating with those kids. And that's when I thought, because of what I do for a living, look at this thing I get to be a part of. It just killed me in a really good way. Thank you.
That's not what the computer.
Okay.
Well, Dakota does like movies. Taking them up.
Yeah. There's a shot. Dakota took a picture of me sitting on the floor because I couldn't bend over anymore. I had to sit down with my big bowl of candy.
It was me and Eric. I mean, it was me and you and Eric.
And Sid. Sid Haig.
And Sid was there.
Was with me, next to me.
And then Sid cussed me out. Because his bowl of candy was empty and he was ready to check out, and I handed him another full bowl of candy.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
He called me an MFer and then poured it in Pruitt's bowl, laughed at me, and then walked away. And then Pruitt was like, we have more candy.
Dakota, remind me next year to tell you a Sid story. I can't tell it here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Pruitt, you may want to keep a tissue handy because the tears are going to continue. All day long, we've been trying to raise $10,000 for this year's 3 recipients. Your promise not to sing, if people would donate, did that. It achieved us for us. We are, let me refresh, at $10,765.
Wow. Wow. So I almost broke into song just now. Yes. Thank you, people. People of Earth. And I've never done Zoom before. Is this Zoom? Sorry. Is that a TM?
Or StreamYard.
Thank you, guys. I don't know. I met the best collection of crazy people last year. In the show and visiting the show. Thank you. Hey, the first 10,000 is the hardest. Keep going. Keep
That's right.
going.
We've now upped the goal to 15,000. We've got 4 hours and 15 minutes to hit that. I think we will.
I think you will.
All right. Dakota Lawrence, Pruitt Taylor Vince, I love you both. I hope we will see you both next year.
Yes. Wisconsin, Virginia, yes.
And maybe Rockfort, Illinois in between.
And Rockfort, boom. Fall down, go boom. Put Joe Ripple on that pole. Joe fall down, go boom.
You're pregnant.
There's an image. Now try to get that image out of your head.
I need to wash my eyes.
Exactly. Thanks, brother. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Dakota, I'll call you when you cut your hair, you hippie.